Now we're going to get into the gather boards, which you'll find in your player's manual on page 164 and 165. The gather boards are not class specific. You'll find differences between the gather rewards and the specialty hides per board. Let's talk about the gather rewards, and first we'll start with the open gather. The active player at the beginning of their turn rolls a d4, and that number correlates with the gather board. Now, of course, everybody's going to reap that reward, and everybody's gather board is different, so let's go into what you'll be able to get. We have advantage cards, we have 2 coins, we also have wild, which means that you'll be able to choose one of those 4 options. The 4th one being alchemy, which means that you move one of your bottles to an open space. You can't stack though. The personal gather works pretty much the same way, except that it only works on you. Now let's talk about hides, and remember, even non-bounty monsters can still be hunted for their hides. And there are 2 different types. There are specialty hides and wild hides. Let's talk about wild hides. Now, any monster hide that is not being collected for a bounty or for a specialty hide will go in here. And once you have 2 of them, you may turn one into a specialty hide and the other one will go back into the bag. Remember, you don't have to convert them right away. You can hold on to it for a more opportunistic moment, but if you do collect another wild hide, you will have to convert at that point. Now let's talk specialty hides. Any monster hide that cannot be collected for a bounty but fulfills the specialty hide requirements down at the bottom of your gather board will be placed right here. Now once you've collected the 3, you may cash them in to turn a monster that you're currently in the same space with into a class of your choice. This transformation is instant, so you must engage that monster in combat. There are 2 reasons to transform a monster. 1, you need it for a bounty, or 2, you're trying to weaken a more formidable monster. When transforming a monster, the specialty hides are returned to the bag, and the monster is now a D6, regardless of what it was before the transformation. This monster temporarily loses all bonuses, including natural and environmental advantages, GM buffs, extra HP, etc. And keep in mind that the transformation only lasts for 1 round of combat. If the monster attacks and doesn't die, well, it goes back to its natural class and weaponry. It also gets all the previous bonuses reapplied. If you defeat the monster, then you gain the benefit of its transformed class in either collecting the bounty or adding it to your specialty hides. So let's talk about bounties. When collecting a bounty, make sure that you take it and place it right here on the top of your gather board in the bounties section. And remember, there's a max of 3 bounties that can be carried at one time. Bounties can be dropped off at the village. To do that, you simply flip it over and place it underneath your gather board, right under the backpack. If you can't make it back to the village by the end of the game, don't worry. Any of the bounties that are in your backpack will still count as glory points.